Welcome to our channel. We're all about faith, family, home, and farm. Come on in and grab a chair and sit a spell with us. If you like readable versions of all of our content, be sure to check out both of our blogs. The links to our blogs will always be in the description box below our videos. Good morning, y'all. Keeper of the home here again. Well, of course, this is my channel. Okay, if you are just now seeing me for the first time, thanks for stopping by on this video. And I know you probably have no clue what I'm doing. Me and my husband are on a work trip. I get to travel with him, with his job, and we're on a work trip, and we are in a hotel, and I am showing people how I use an air fryer, an Instant Pot, an electric skillet, and a microwave, and I can put together some meals on a whim and nutritious, and we don't have to go out and eat all the time. So y'all can join in with me. So let's get started. I have got some leftover ingredients from a previous meal, and we're going to get this meal started for tonight's meal. I had some leftover onion and some peppers from a previous meal, but that pack of peppers, Peter Piper, I can't even say that, can y'all? I can do, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I will never be able to do that again. Anyway, this big pack of peppers, I got it that time. We're going to slide those things over into this next meal. I'm going to be making, I saw this little thing on Pinterest, and I'm like, that's easy. That looks good. I can substitute that, and then the wheels just started turning. So, this is going to be, what is the name of this? Queso Chicken Fajita Bowls. I think that's the name of it. Queso Chicken Fajita Bowls. And you're supposed to serve this over regular white rice, or you can do brown rice. Dear hubby's pre-diabetic. For those of you that are just now tuning in for the first time, my husband's pre-diabetic, and we're trying to keep it in the pre-stages. We're doing very good. This has been a learning journey. We've learned a lot, and some things trigger him, some things don't. Everybody's different in their diabetic journey. He can do little bit moderately of brown rice, but he cannot do white rice. So I'm like, okay, let's find something even healthier than that. Cauliflower rice. So and it's in the freezer, well, refrigerator. I'm going to be substituting the rice tonight for cauliflower rice, and you just season it like you would rice. But we're gonna get the fajita mix started now. I went to the store, and the chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast 3-pack costed more than just a big pack of the tenderloins that they already got cut up. Now that's unusual. The more work that they have to do to a cut of meat and package, usually the more it costs, because you're paying that person to do that labor. And I always go for, if I have to get chicken breasts with skin on them and bone in, just to save some money, I'll do that. And then I'll either take off the breast, take the bone out, whatever, myself. And normally it's less expensive if you do the work yourself, if I'm making any sense. I'm just giving you a grocery budget hack right quick before we start this meal. But tune in, this meal is going to be good. It's just simple, okay? Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. You know, there you go. So normally it's more expensive. But this time I found the tenderloins that was already cut up for me. And I'm like, well, you know what? Let's just go with them. So I did. I grabbed a big pack. So I got onions, peppers, and then 2 packs of, you can either do taco seasoning mix for fajitas, or you can do fajita seasoning mix. Or if you know what combinations makes up taco seasoning and fajita seasoning, which I don't think I have all them in my little spice tub right there. I think I liked a few. I just grabbed a couple of these because they were 50 cents a piece. So, I grabbed the taco because I kind of like the taco seasoning flavors a little better than the fajita. One seasoning is missing a seasoning. I don't know which one, but you can look it up if you want to. And let's see, I've got my cauliflower rice in here. The topping is going to be good because we've never tried this. The topping is going to be good. That's why it's called Queso Chicken Fajita Bowls, okay? Anyway, I'm going to get prepared here. I'm going to slice up my peppers, slice up my onion, cut my tenderloins just a little. I took it out of the original package, y'all, so that way it would fit in the refrigerator. I'm going to cut these into a little more strips. These are the tenderloins that they already cut them in the strips for you. I am going to cut them maybe like 1 or 2 more times, depending. And this should last us for at least 2 meals. Now, I'm stretching 2 meals, all these ingredients into 2 meals. This is another budget grocery shopping hack, meal, cook, whatever. You cook 1 meal, you have those leftover ingredients. Take those leftover ingredients and just mull some recipes in your brain. Mull over some recipes in your brain. And think of a meal that you can come up with those leftover items. It serves 2 purposes. You're not throwing money down the drain because they get used quickly and they don't sit in your refrigerator and grow hair and rot, okay? And you start smelling something, mystery smells, okay, it's probably coming from your refrigerator. And you're saving money. And when you're meal planning, you're just stretching out those ingredients and bam, you got your next meal right there. So the next meal, this is already going to be prepared because we'll probably eat the rice tonight because it's a small bag. The leftover fajita mix is going to go down to the next meal. And I'm going to try my hand at making some homemade tortillas in a hotel. Y'all, you would be so surprised at some things I can make in a hotel. I've learned bread is my life. Bread is my life. You had me at bread, okay? It's my life. I love bread. I love making bread, homemade bread. And I have found a way to do it in a hotel in an air fryer. It's on a smaller scale, but I can do it, okay? So we're going to try to make some homemade tortillas tomorrow for tomorrow night's meal. If they don't turn out right, I guess we'll just have the fajita mix and just some refried beans. I've got some refried beans to go with it. But you take your leftover ingredients, and this is going to be like 2 nights worth, and you meal plan and bring those ingredients down to the next meal, okay? And bam, you've saved money, nothing's ruining. You got your next meal already planned. Comes in handy for those busy school nights, extracurricular activity nights. You're working long hour shifts, stuff like this. You nurses, doctors, whatever, these long shifts, workers that work 12, 14 hours a day. Okay, you got your next meal and it's pretty easy. So then you can play around. I'll tell you some ideas with tomorrow night's meal. Tomorrow night. I don't want to flood you with a bunch of information right now. But if you want to know how I meal plan, whether we're at home versus on a work trip, my meal planning is completely different when we go away from home because I am really having to rely on the grocery store. If you're just seeing me for the first time, I don't just cook on my channel. We do anything faith, you're going to get a little bit of Jesus. And Bible, sorry, I'm not sorry. Family, anything to do with family. Home and farm, we do it all, okay? So when we're home, we grow a garden. We grow 90% of the food that we consume. Some things we do have to get from the store. What we can't grow, I can still get from the store in bulk. And we also preserve our food. Canning, pressure canning, water bath canning, and freezing. And dear hubby and we raise our own Angus beef. So our son and our husband does the Angus beef. We butchered we didn't do it, but we had our first steer butchered last year, affectionately called Teddy. We thanked him for sustaining our body with his life, okay? And he's in our freezer. So see, we have meat on hand. We find a local farmer that raises pigs, so we have an access to pork. We haven't found an access for chicken yet, but when dear hubby retires, I'm going back to raising chickens, low scale things, and we will have chicken in the freezer. Chicken, pork, beef. What is missing? Well, fish. Now my parents, y'all, they can supply us in some fish sometimes because my mom and daddy loves to fish. Hey mama, my mom and daddy loves to fish. Hey daddy, I don't mean to leave you out. They love to fish. So every once in a while we can get together and have a fish fry, stuff like that with the family. So yes, so if you're seeing me for the first time, my channel is all about faith, family, home, and farm. You're going to get a little bit of everything, okay? So, today just so happens to be on a work trip, and I'm cooking a meal. But my grocery shopping is different traveling than it is at home because, like I said, we grow and we have 90% of our food in our freezers and our pantry. When we're kind of self-sustainable. But when we're on a work trip, we are at the mercy of the grocery stores. And it costs a little more. So, yeah, I have to go buy the groceries. So I just try to come up with less expensive meals to save money on the grocery budget. If you want to know how to save money on your grocery budget and then take those groceries and meal plan, I got a whole playlist for you. I'll tag it somewhere at the end, okay? It's my 4D Farms, shopping the sale, meal planning, shopping the sales. I kind of combined those videos because you got to go from beginning to end, okay? You got to go buy the groceries, learn how to shop, and I even teach you some ways to shop from your pantries and your freezers first, and use what you have on hand first to meal plan. Then if you have to go supplement and get those missing ingredients, y'all, you got to check out that if you want to save money on your grocery budget. And then learn how to meal plan and stretch those ingredients down to future meals to where they're all used up and they're not, like I said, growing hair in your refrigerator. So I will tag that list in the description box below, and then I'll put it somewhere on the screen at the end where you can go to and just binge watch that if you want to. I mean, it's all about if you want to save money or not and make your meal planning a whole lot easier. But let's get started with this meal. I'm going to get the rest of my peppers up and my chicken up, and then we'll put all this in an electric skillet and we'll get started. Okay, everything's all cut up. I have a little bit of oil in the bottom. I have my peppers, my onions, my chicken all cut up. 1.5 packets of the taco seasoning mix. I want to reserve the other half of the taco seasoning packet to flavor the rice with. So I'm going to stir all this up, and I'm just going to get all this sweated down and sauteed, and then we'll finish the meal. All sauteed up and marinated and cooked. I'm going to transfer this over to a bigger bowl to where I can still use the same skillet, and then I'm going to cook my rice next. Okay, I'm going to open up my cauliflower rice. Y'all, I just brought the Kroger rice cauliflower. I'm just going to open that up. Now, I want this was frozen, so it's not going to take that long. By all means, if you want to buy a head of cauliflower and cut all of it off and then rice it all up, dice it all up to get it like this kind of consistency, go ahead. But y'all, this was just $1, so I picked this up. So I'm just going to put this in here, and it's already kind of cooked, so it's not going to take that long. Basically, I'm just heating it back up. But if you want to know how to make cauliflower rice from a whole head of cauliflower, I'll explain that in a minute because I have done that before. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to use the other half of the seasoning packet just to flavor the rice. And this is going to be this meal is going to come together, and it's going to have so many flavors. So I am just going to, I want to leave it kind of dry-ish to flavor the rice. Just going to mix it in, heat it up. I don't want to put a lot of water on it because I want to use these seasonings to flavor it. Because when I transferred all of what was in here to the bowl, there was a lot of liquid in it, from the seasoning and the juices from the chicken. So by the time I bowl this up and I put the chicken and the peppers and the onions and that liquid on top of this rice, it's going to make it better because it won't look like it's dried out, and it will flavor the rice even more. You'll see when I plate this up, bowl this up in just a little bit, and we get ready to eat. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is just let this just hang out here for a second. Make sure all the seasonings. Now, when I put this lid on top of here, it's going to start sweating. So that's going to create me just a little bit more moisture, and that's going to come in handy. So we're just going to let this hang out for just a second and simmer and give some flavor and just hang out. Now, if you want to make cauliflower rice from a head of cauliflower, this is what you do. You wash your cauliflower, y'all. Then you take that bottom where the stalk was, cut the rest of that off, take the leaves off, cut that right, and then cut it in half in sections, then separate it like into chunks, like with the florets, however you want to say it, like you're doing broccoli. Now, to get it soft, like for you to get prepared to eat it, you're going to need to take that and put it in a pot of water and boil it, okay? Soften it up and go ahead and cook it. Then take that out, drain the water off of it. You've got your cooked cauliflower. Now you want to finish cutting off the rest of the stems to where you're just left with the little bunches of the cauliflower. Then you're just going to start taking that up and just dicing until it looks like rice. And then you have cooked cauliflower rice. There you go. Y'all, you can even freeze that. Use it for later, because it's already been pre-cooked. You can buy a bunch of, here's a canning tip for you, preserving tip. You can grow it. You can go buy it, bring it home, do that exact same step. Portion you out some meals of the cooked cauliflower rice and then freeze it. All you would have to do is y'all do that's what they did. Okay, just open up your little defrost, grab it out of the freezer, let it defrost, open it up, throw it in here just like this. That's what they did. All right, so we're gonna let this all hang out, let this heat up. I'm gonna keep stirring it, and then we will get ready to bowl this up, and I'll let you see what it looks like. We are all bowled up. Don't y'all just love that? Because hence it's a bowl. We're all bowled up. Now, I will probably plate up dear hubbies because he will require a little more than me. So, I got the rice in the bottom. And I have the peppers and the chicken and the onions on top of that. Now, here's where it can get choosy. Not picky, but choosy. It's called Queso Chicken Fajita Bowl because of this. You can find queso cheese dip. You can find queso dip or cheese that's got more herbs and things in it. I couldn't find exactly the one that the recipe called for, but this is close enough. So I'm going to put some of the queso cheese on top of mine. Now, you have other options. I love Taco Bell mild sauce. If I go to Taco Bell, I don't just tell them, give me a few packs of the mild sauce. Honey, I say reach in there, grab a handful and throw it in my sack. Or if we're dining in, I grab a handful and I throw it in my sack. Okay? So you can do that. Now, what is that? What? Okay. Or you can do picante sauce. You have options. So, but since this is Queso Chicken Fajita Bowls, I'm going to use the queso cheese. So, let me get out a big dollop of that. Okay. Oh, you know what? This does have the, this is the one. See those extra little spicy things there? This is the one. What's in it? Creamy dip medium. Oh, it's got a few little jalapenos in it. That's what the great stuff is. So I'm just going to drizzle some of this on the top like this. Try to make it look Pinterest worthy. Okay. Now you can put as little or as much on here as you want, y'all. But that is queso chicken fajita and rice bowls. Do y'all see that? I don't have to do a taste test because I know this is going to be delicious. But by all means, y'all go ahead and dive in because I'm fixing to sit down. I'm going to plate up dear hubby's because it's time for him to almost walk through the door. So we are going to enjoy our chicken and rice bowls tonight if I don't spill it. Now, if you like content like this, and if you like this video, and if you think a college kid can do this, because how simple was that for a college kid to do in a dorm room? If you've got a kid in college, direct them to my way. Share my videos with your kids. So, you know, Mom, you don't have to cook for them all the time. You can say, hey, I know a girl, and I'm going to let you watch her video so you can start learning how to cook you some meals. Y'all, send them my way. This is what I do. A lot of these meals are so easy. College kids can do it, okay? Beginners can do it. Young ladies just starting out getting married. These are simple recipes with an air fryer and an Instant Pot. Busy night meals. I mean, you moms that's got a lot on your bowl or your plate, no pun intended. You got a lot on your plate and you've got to pick up the kids. You're getting off work. You got to chauffeur them to extracurricular activities, and then you got to think about, I got to put a meal on the table when I get home. This is kind of easy. One pot, I did this meal. There you go. Can't get any simpler than that. Y'all, check out other videos on my playlist. Hotel cooking, hotel travel, small space cooking. I'll get it right in a minute. Go to that playlist. You'll find everything on there from microwave, air fryer, Instant Pot, electric skillet. If you ain't got an electric skillet, then you can get the little hot plate and then maybe one skillet and one pot for your college kid or for your small space, camper, whatever, tent camping. Y'all, a lot of people will take things with them, tent, set up a table just like I do. And if you've got the electrical hookups at your tent site, you can set up a table, set up your appliances out there and just cook a meal. Okay? If you know how to cook over an open fire with a cast iron skillet, more power to you. Maybe that might be something else I'll learn, but I don't need it right now. So I'm going to go enjoy this. I'm going to fix his plate and we're going to go enjoy our supper. Y'all, I hope you've liked this video. I hope this is a simple meal that you want to give a try. And if you do, later on after you watch this and now you put that as part of your meal plan and you make it, come back and tell me how it tasted and how easy it was. Okay? I will see y'all in the next video.